Writers, yesterday you read more articles or maybe watched some newscast, or some of you I know were reading some of Long Way Gone. You prepared your overall positions, which have already shifted since you first started learning about child soldiers. Writers, today I want to remind you that when composing a balanced and principled argument, it helps to debate with others who are also knowledgeable about the other side of the issue. In this kind of debate, the goal is not to win, but to develop new thinking and to come to a richer, more nuanced understanding of the issue. Writers, you'll remember when you recently looked at different positions on role playing games. You did that work to test out your arguments. In several days, you'll be polishing position papers on the issue of amnesty for child soldiers, and you'll publish them by sending them out as letters to people to convince them of your stance on this issue. You'll be writing to people who have the power to do something with your insights, to the heads of the United Nations, Amnesty International, UNICEF, Invisible Children, and the US military. So you'll want to be sure to craft sophisticated, compelling, and principled arguments. Debate will help you compose these arguments. Whenever you set out to debate, you want to call to mind some of the moves that will help you make your strongest possible argument. So, for a moment, think to yourself, what tips do I know about being a great debater? Take a minute to read through this list and compare it against what you wrote in your notebook. So, being principled means not exaggerating or being one sided. It means being careful to be accurate and to not try to persuade people with tricks, but instead with logical reasoning. There's one other tip I want to give you today as well, and it builds on some of the work you did when you rehearsed your speeches. It's this: getting good at some public speaking techniques will help you be more compelling and can help your overall argument. I'm going to have you go back to the lesson platform and watch a very short clip of a teen debater, just his opening statement. I want you to study this clip and see if you come up with any other tips for being a great debater. The name of the video is called Rocket Science. So, what did you notice? What tips could we add to our chart? He was definitely prepared and he addressed his audience directly. So, there's one more clip that I want you to watch. Remember how I said it wasn't just that you can debate to clarify your thinking, but also that debate can lead you to new thinking. So, the clip that I want you to watch is called The Candidate. And what you're about to watch is a presidential debate in which one candidate suddenly begins to rethink his position as he is debating. See if you notice any moves he makes that are new or different than the ones we've listed so far. Take a second to jot down what you noticed. Are there any new tips that we can add to our chart? So let's see. Let's add that a great debater is willing to rethink and reconsider, and to try restating your position if you come to new thinking. Writers, go ahead and put these important tips into your toolkit so you can be as compelling as possible and also as principled and authentic as possible. You want to be prepared, you want to be confident, and you want to be flexible. The point here is not to argue to win, it's to argue to come to new thinking. So, at some point today, either before your reading and writing time or after, I want you to find someone that you can debate with, someone who would have a different position than you are. It could be a parent or sibling or peer that you've already had a discussion about this topic with. Then, before you begin arguing, I want you to take a few minutes to rehearse and prepare your stance. You can use this chart to remind you of the steps in debating. But remember, the important thing is that you're arguing to come to new thinking for you. It's not about winning a debate. Okay, writers, off you go.